Hi, my name is Parull Diwaan. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you how to dissolve the unconscious patterns in the relationship which are responsible for creating those many troubles that you have been facing in your relationships. Now, what happens is that in a relationship, there comes a point when you're not able to trust your partner's words, you're not able to trust your partner's actions either. Most of the time, most of the things you just cannot trust, and then the relationship begins to dissolve. But what is it that you can still trust at that moment? What you can trust is the patterns. What are patterns? Patterns means a particular kind of behavior in a particular kind of a situation. So let's take for example my case. I got into that habit where whenever there was a WhatsApp notification, I would just pick up the phone and look at the message. Now, keeping the phone on silent was never the option for me, but I was so hooked to the WhatsApp notification that I just could not control myself. That's a pattern. The moment there is a notification sound, I would pick up the phone and look at the message. That's a pattern. In your relationships also, you must have noticed that when there is a particular situation, then there is a particular behavior associated with it when it comes to your partner. And then most of the time you tend to interpret as if that behavior is directed to you, and hence you take it personally. Pattern actually means that behavior has become subconscious, it has become automated, it is deep seated in the person's subconscious mind. Now, when that happens, the person's behavior is so automated that he or she is not doing anything consciously, not doing anything intentionally. So therefore, the first thing you need to understand is whatever that behavior is of your partner, do not take that behavior personally. At the same time, I want you to notice that you also have certain patterns, right? You also tend to behave in a particular manner in particular situations. Now, your behavior has also become subconscious, it has also become automated. Point is that because it is our own behavior, we don't realize those patterns. So how to dissolve them? Dissolve your own patterns first, because you cannot dissolve anybody else's patterns. When you dissolve your own patterns, you will see that the change on the outside begins to happen automatically. But as I always say, whatever you're practicing, you are not going to test if the outside situation changes. You're not going to test if the outside person changes. What you're going to work on is how can I dissolve those patterns which are unresourceful, because they might be unresourceful in this relationship. You never know, they might be interfering in all other relationships of yours. So the best way to dissolve is pick up your pattern, observe what are you doing. So become aware of your patterns and then begin to dissolve. So I'll take my example again. My pattern was that each time there was a WhatsApp notification, I would see, pick up the phone. My screen time was shooting up to unimaginable limits. So what did I do? I had to break that pattern. How? I kept my phone in a room wherein I was not sitting. So if I'm sitting in this room, I would keep my phone in some other room. So whenever there was this notification sound that I heard, I had this urge to get up and see the phone. So I did get up from my seat, okay? What did I do? Instead of picking up the phone, I would just get up and do the neck exercises, I would do the shoulder exercises, I would go to the washroom, or just 2 or 3 dance steps, and this is how I did it consistently. So breaking pattern, I used 2 parameters there. One was the parameter of space, where I distanced myself from the phone, and second was the parameter where internally I had to take some other action. Now, is it that easy? No, it is not. But when you do this consistently, that is how it gets ingrained in your body's memory. Your brain begins to memorize the new behavior. Okay, so this is what you will do. I'll give you another example. When I go for my evening walks, before I come back, I am doing bit of stretching exercises. So I would always take one corner and I would always stand under one tree to do those exercises, stretching exercises. And one day, it was raining so heavily that the area near that tree was full of water. So I took another corner and I stood under that tree, and I realized that I was not able to recall the kind of exercises I was doing. So which means that I got anchored to that place, I got anchored to that tree. So there was this pattern that developed that automatically I'll be able to remember those exercises which I do every day as long as I am sitting under that tree, I am standing under that tree. So then I started to purposely, change my place where I would take some other spot and memorize those exercises. Hence, my body started to learn the new behavior in terms of new place and the exercises. That's where you will begin to break your own relationship patterns. Don't think about what is going to happen on the outside. Think in terms of breaking those patterns which are unresourceful, which are not serving any purpose, which are in fact destroying the relationship. Okay, so do this, and if you have any questions, please write to me in the comment box and I will be happy to answer. Thank you. You take care. Bye. Hi, my name is Parull Diwaan, and as a relationship coach, I have noticed that when marriage gets into trouble, it's the woman who starts to give in a lot in the relationship, to the extent that she loses herself. Sometimes she loses her dignity, she sacrifices her career, and still she does not get what she is looking for. That's the time she feels stuck, and some women also start to think whether they should stay in the marriage or should they leave. Don't worry, I am coming to you with my podcast called From Mates to Soulmates, where I am going to tell you how to rediscover yourself and also revive your relationship with your husband. And From Mates to Soulmates is not just the podcast, it's also the book that I have written, which is based on the true story of my client. So कुछ बातों का मतलब और कुछ मतलब की बातें, क्या मतलब? हस्बैंड वाइफ के बीच में जो बातें होती हैं, हमें उनका कैसे मतलब निकालना चाहिए कि वो जो एक रिलेशनशिप है वो बहुत ही खूबसूरत बनती चली जाए समय के साथ. और कुछ मतलब की बातें भी हम आपके साथ करेंगे. Stay tuned to this podcast From Mates to Soulmates, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.